Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today we're going to do a little bit of mixed media, and I've got a tiny little journal that I'm going to work in today. But first I wanted to show you this little sort of travel package that I made because as a few of you know, I went away last week before, and I made up a little travel package just in case I had the urge to do something. So what I did, I've got this is a Bare Minerals little bag that I've had it for ages, so it was absolutely perfect to put some little bits and pieces in. So what I've got here, which is where you sort of like put all your brushes, your face brushes and things like that, makeup brushes should I say, I popped in some watercolor pencils, a Posca pen, I've got some pencils, and I've got my Stabilo black all pen in there. I had some paint brushes, I have got a black Posca pen, and I've just got one of these little pigment liners in there. So that went perfectly in there. And I also had my little watercolour pen, a brush, which was lovely. And then in this side, what I did, I had these little containers, which I got from Amazon, and they fit 5 little aqua colours in there, absolutely perfect. So I did 2 packets, so I picked out 10 of my colours and popped them in there. I also took some of my chalks, and the chalks fitted in here lovely, but what I did actually break them in half and pop them in there, but they fit, all the colours fit in there lovely, so that was really good. So that's a perfect way to travel. I had an eraser here just in case, not that I used it. And then I had these little little pots. These are like little makeup pots, but I put sort of like glitter and stuff in them. So I popped some matte medium in that one, and I popped some gesso in this one, and that was just perfect amount. I didn't use much of it at all, but it was just a perfect travel size, and these I could take on the plane. So you have to be really, really careful what you obviously take on the plane. But I could take these on the plane, and they were brilliant. And what I also did, I made some like little palettes. So I coloured onto some watercolour paper. Let me just show you. Move these out the way. We'll pop that in a minute. I took some of my little watercolour pens. I had some spare paper. And what I did, I just scribbled on there, like that. And then when I was on the plane, all I needed to do is take my watercolor brush, and then I could just take the color off there and start painting or coloring in or whatever. So it was perfect. So I didn't actually have to take these out when I was on the plane. I could just sort of like took it off there. So I made some little palettes, so that was all the colors on there, and that was just really, really simple and easy. That means I didn't lose any of these, and you just had little flat pieces of paper on there. So loved that. It was really, really handy. So loving my little kit. I hope you like it. So I think it'll give you ideas. I think I will probably leave this in here because if I'm going anywhere, or even if I go into the garden and I want to do something, I can take this downstairs with me and just have a little play. That means I'm not taking everything with me. So I love it. Absolutely lovely. It came in really, really handy. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, I made this little journal as well before I went. Really simple. I just got some watercolour paper and I gessoed it, and then I popped it into a little thing. I just stuck some masking tape just to hold the pages in. Really, really simple. I just wanted something quick and easy to do. No, sort of a bit of a no-brainer one really. So I haven't really done a huge amount in it, but I just had a play on the plane by mixing the colours, which was lovely. Because I painted the paper with gesso, it came out with these lovely textures on there. So I really just had a little play, just which was fun. So that was just a little bit of a drawing. That was I like this one. I do like that one. That's like a little, my version of a sort of like lily pond. And then I've got this one, which was just a picture of a plant on a stool, and then I just sort of like mimicked the plant over this side. So that was quite simple to do, and it was quite nice. This one I did when I came back, because I wanted to try out. I bought this little stamp, so I just stamped it on there, and then I just painted around it. So nothing very exciting, but it was fun, and it was something that I took with me, which I could work with. Now I don't want this to go blurry, so I'm going to go and pop these. My camera doesn't look just like white, so there we go. So today I thought we would work in the little one today, just to do a nice quick one. I've got some little bits of magazine. That is a lampshade, which I thought was quite nice, so I cut that out. I've got a lovely garden on there. I have got these are out of magazines, and this says Lazy Days. I've got some tissue paper which I had from my jelly printing ages and ages ago, so I thought I'd add a little bit to that. And I have actually done some texture paint with texture paste, with this stencil. Now this stencil is called Fern Flourish, and it's from Hobbycraft in the UK. It's one that I picked up, so that's really nice, and they were really inexpensive. I think they was like £2, so that was a bargain. And I used the this relief paste to do that on here, so that's on there like that, so that's really nice. So I'm going to, I don't want this to go blurry on there, I'm gonna just stick this lovely garden on this side. Let's move these little bits out of the way. Now what I want to do is just, I don't need that whole piece. I'm just going to tear that off. I don't need that. I'm gonna, I think I'll just sort of like stick that down. Let me just stick a few bits just for a background first, I think. So just a few little bits. Let's tear it down this way. I think it tears easier this way, doesn't it? So I'm going to get some of my matte medium. Ooh, like that. This is one of my new ones as well. It's like a decoupage one. It's got like a little stumpy bristles on there. So I thought I'd just use that one. See how this one goes. So let's just stick some of this down. Give a nice little background. So we'll have a little bit of the green. Let's pop a little bit up here. See if we can go across this. Stick it over there, over the little stenciled bit, like that. Now I also have this little lampshade. I might just use just a little bit of this, just down here. So I'm not quite sure what where I'm aiming for today, but I thought I'd just do a little one just to stick in this book. Now I think I might, shall I show you how these work? Let's just take my brush. So let's just take this, look, see how simple it is to do. Just so we go round, let's just go around this top bit. What I should have done really, pop something under there, shall we? Just a little bit of blue around here. So just wanted to do a quick one today, because I want to go out into the garden, because we have a beautiful day, and because I've been away, my garden has been a little bit neglected, so I shall get some nice sunshine out there, do a little bit of gardening. I think, what other blues have we got? We've got this one, which is very nice, isn't it? Let's just pop that in. Not that we're going to see a lot of it, just so it goes around the outside like that. Perfect. Shall we pop a little bit of this lovely aqua blue in there, which is nice, isn't it? Love that. So shall we just stick this down now? I think I will. Let's pop a little bit of matte medium under there. Stick this on. It's quite a nice little journal, isn't it? Let's just squash that down. Very simple to make. As I did, I just took my large watercolour paper and just cut it down a big piece into 4 pieces and just folded them in half. It was really quick and simple to do. And that's going to stick down without any air bubbles. There we go. Lovely. Whoops, I think I just scraped that. That's okay. Let's push that back down again. Lovely. I'm going to just quickly dry that in a minute. Lovely. Right, shall we pop a bit of colour around this one here? So let's go in. Let's use these ones, shall we? Let's just add a little bit of pink in here. A little bit of red. Get rid of that colour. Let's go back in. I need a little bit of this green on here. Let's go along there. Actually, I've got some new inks as well. I bought some of the more of the Liquitex ink, the acrylic ink, which is lovely. But what they did, they sent me 2 greens in the packet instead of the turquoise. So I got 2 of these muted green, but it's quite nice, so I don't mind at all. Let's just pop a little bit on there with a spritz of water. Look at that, that's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that colour. That is lovely. Oh, I like it with the purple in there. Take that on. And what came in the things, we had a muted pink, muted violet. That was the other green. And what was the other one that came with it? Oh, I think it was the muted grey. That was it. But this one is more, it's got a more of a sort of purpley colour to it than a grey colour. I'm going to add it on there because I quite like it. I'll just show you what it looks like. Let's just spray that. Can you see it's more of a purple than a grey, I think. But it's still very pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of this one, which is the pink, into there as well. Where's my water? There we go. Perfect. Right, I'm going to quickly dry that. There we go. So you can see they really are sort of like that nice muted colour, aren't they? Let's pop those out of the way. Now I'm going to get a little bit of gesso out of my big pot. Use my card. Just a little bit. Just try and sort of blend this in a little bit. Oopsie daisy. Not too much, but just a little bit. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to quickly dry that just over a minute. Okay, so what shall we do? Shall we go in with a little bit of our green chalks? Oopsie daisy. There we go, into a little bit of more blue up here, don't we? Just to sort of blend some of that in. Now I'm going to use some matte medium on here because that means that it will stay in place, that will hold it. If I used water, you would have to, I won't just put anything else over the top, it would smudge it, but matte medium will make it stay in place. So let's just use our fingers. Perfect. Look at this lovely messy one today. I think that's blended in really, really well. Lovely. A little bit of the red or pink just down here. Oops. Could do with some little sort of pink rosy things around here, I think. Shall we try and do something? So I'm going to put that there, and then I think we will go in and just put the lazy days. And if we need it, maybe. Okay, let me get a pencil. Let's just see if I can. I'm going to just dry that a minute. I think it's a bit too wet. That's better. Let's get this out. Let's just have a. Just a few little bits up here, so it looks like we've got little sort of flowers up across here, little roses. Just little scribbly bits. What shall I do? Shall I go in with my Posca pen? And this will just go in with a little bit of white on there. Just like a little sort of scribble, isn't it? Just so it sort of looks like little flowers. Lovely. Do you think this green will come out? Just about see it. It's quite nice because it's sort of the same green as this, so it sort of like brings it all together. Then I'm going to go in with just a little bit of darker if I've got one on here. What do we have? That's not really darker, is it? There's a sort of brighter, but that's no good. What do we have in here? Should I go in with a little bit of brown? There we go. Just so it sort of looks like the branches up here. I'll go in with the I think that's a little bit too pale. Lovely. That blue goes with the blue that's over here. Sort of bluey green, isn't it? Let's pop a little bit along here. Lovely. I'm going to go back in with this because we need a little bit more white in there. That looks pretty, doesn't it? A few little dotty bits down here and in between, which looks nice. And I think what I might do, I'm going to put this, don't know which way round it goes. Just going to, what shall we use? I think I'm going to go in with, what should I do with it? Just a little bit like that, and then I'm going to go in with the matte medium. Let's see if I can get a bit messy, that one, wasn't it? Let's just rub that out. Don't like that. Well, that was a big mess. Let's pop a little bit of gesso. Actually, we could make that look a little bit like little flowers over this side, couldn't we? If we go in with a little bit of sort of texture. There we go. Never really mistakes, is it? We just add to it. Just so it looks a little bit like the sort of foliage down here. There we go. Few little dots in there. I think that looks really nice. What are we doing for time? That's okay for time. I like that. That looks okay, doesn't it? This bit looks a little bit messy. Just a little bit. So let's see if we can change this. It's a little bit too pink, I think. Bring that down a bit. Where's my green gone? Let's go back in there. Okay, I am going to stick this on. I think I will just cut it instead of ripping it. Do you think we need Lazy Days on there? Should we pop Lazy Days? We could do, couldn't we? Let's just put it on. It's a bit of a messy one today, but that's okay. Let's get some more matte medium. Let me just tip that on there. I think I need a little tray to put my glue on. Let's try and do this without making too much of a mess. There we go. Stick that down. Oopsie daisy. Lazy Days, that's going to be me later, out in the garden, all intentions of doing some gardening, but it's a beautiful day, so it might be a little sit in the garden with a nice glass of wine this afternoon, I think. So let's stick that down there. Shall we have, let's go in with our good old Stabilo and go round this. Just give it a little edge. Let's see what messy bits I can make on here. There we go. A little bit along here. Love it. I'm going to add a little bit of black just to see if I can darken this little area a little bit. Just bring out a little bit of these texture in here. Okay, oops. I'm quite liking that. I need to bring this out a little bit, I think. Maybe I'll add a tiny bit. Shall we just add a tiny bit of our silver? Let's put a bit of that on there. Just bring this out a little bit. Can you see that? That's better. Just picks up those little bumps on there, doesn't it? Not very well though. Let me get something to take this out. There we go. Don't really want to dip my finger in there because I've got it stuck up my fingernails. Put that down. Lovely. I hope you can see that. It's not hugely visible, but I think it gives it a nice little sparkle to it, if you know what I mean. Not really one for silver and gold. This wax, sometimes it looks good on things and sometimes it looks, not quite sure whether I like it or not, but that's a nice little play today. I think we could do with, let's go in here, a few little bit more. Bring this out a little bit. Bring these dots down. Maybe I'll have a few little dots up here in the corner just to bring it all together. Right. Gosh, I don't know what somebody's doing outside, but it sounds like maybe they're washing their car or something. Hosing something down. There we go. There we go, I like that. I do like that for a nice little one in my little book. I think that looks really nice. So I'll take a few close-ups of it anyway, just so you can see. Just see that silver on there. It gives it a little bit of a sparkle. Don't know whether you can see it, but just adds something different in for this one, doesn't it? So there we go. I'm going to leave it like that before I start fiddling anymore. So there we go, guys. That's in my little book. I hope you liked my little travel pouch that I made, which I thought was really nice, and it was really handy when I was away. Not that I really did a lot, but I knew that I could do something. Do you know what I mean? If you've got it, then you know you can do something, but if you don't have it, you want to make something. That's how I felt. But loving that. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.